Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another one of those incoherent book babble things about a book that I've recently finished. And that book is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. In my wrap up I said that I would do a book talk on this because I didn't want to go too much into my opinions of it there because I could have gone on forever. So here I am doing the book babble on Nimona. Firstly, I feel like it's important to point out that this never happens, so this is important. I bought this in Waterstones and started it immediately. I don't do that very often with books. I will buy a book, put it on my shelf, and it will get added to the TBR somewhere. I very rarely just buy a book and read it there and then. Although I did start it immediately, I did try and slow myself down with it because it's not like the longest of books to read. It obviously is a graphic novel, so you know how graphic novels work, I'm sure. So it was never going to take me too long to read, but I wanted to prolong its reading life for me, so I tried to read it really slowly so that I could savour it, really. You will probably notice I'm not a tabber, and I've put a couple of tabs in here, literally only a couple because then the rest of it I just didn't. But I'm not a tabber, but I tabbed a couple of bits of this just because it was so funny, and the two bits that I tabbed, although at that point I was planning on tabbing continuously, then I just stopped. But the bits that I tabbed were just bits that made me laugh out loud, which to be honest there could be so many more because so much of this made me laugh out loud. And a book that can make you laugh out loud has got to be funny. Just to give you a quick overview of what it's about if you don't know, this graphic novel is about Nimona, who is a young girl who is also a shapeshifter who admires the work of the villain Blackheart and wants to be his sidekick. So she joins him on his villainous activities. And although they are the villains, they're the good guys, if that makes any sense. Nimona is your main character, she's your protagonist, and Blackheart is who she's working with as a villain, but they're your protagonists, they're your good guys, really. It's weird to try and explain because it's all part of the world that they're in. Blackheart's been given the title of villain. It's not like he's an evil guy, it's just the title he was given in this world, so he kind of has to live up to that. And Nimona joins him. I don't want to talk too much about Nimona's character because she is complicated and complicated to explain as well. There's a lot to her, and a lot of the things about her you don't discover until like the very end, and I don't want to say too much about that, but she's hilarious, she's really funny, she's really spunky, is that the word I mean? She's fun, she's monstrous in a way, like she's a beast, and she plays a really active role in Blackheart's villainous activities because she's got all these like crazy ideas and stuff. But she's wonderful. Blackheart also as a villain is really great, and he kind of ends up playing sort of like a father figure with Nimona and like really caring for her and taking care of her, loving her, like he tucks her in at night and stuff. It's really cute. Not that Nimona knows that because she's always fallen asleep on the sofa. But the relationship that they form is really cute as well. And then the other main character, I suppose he's one of the main characters, is Sir Golden Lion, who is the hero of this world. But to be honest, he doesn't do many heroic actions. Again, it's just the title he was given that he seems kind of undeserving of, to be honest, because he is no great hero. He's just the guy in the gold armour, to be honest, and because he's all shiny blonde and gold and stuff, he's just kind of given that title. But yeah, again, I don't want to talk too much about like how they get their titles and stuff because that's something that's spoken about in there and I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it. But if you haven't read it, I would recommend that you do because it is really good and I did really enjoy it. I did give it 5 stars just because it was so much fun to read. It wasn't anything life-changing, it didn't like blow me out of the water, it wasn't like, oh, but it was pure fun and pleasure and funny. As I keep saying, it made me laugh out loud, and I think a book that does that deserves a 5-star rating because it did provoke those emotions. Also, towards the end there was a bit that did make me tear up a little bit, so not only did this make me laugh out loud, but it also made me cry, and a book that can do both I think is extraordinary, so for that reason you should definitely give it a read as well. The illustration style is just adorable, I love it. It's so cute, it's just great, I love it. Can you actually see it? I don't know. I don't want to do anything that's too spoily. It's a really cute illustration style, it's really vibrant and The back of the book says, Nimona is an impulsive young shapeshifter with a knack for villainy. Did I mention that? She's a shapeshifter. That's obviously not a spoiler, it's on the back, and it happens within the first few pages. It's one of the things I've got tabbed. When she's asking for a job, everyone's got a sidekick these days. He says, well, I can't have a kid following me around. She transforms herself into a shark and she says, I'm not a kid, I'm a shark. And then when he sees that she's a shapeshifter, he's like, oh, that could be useful. So yeah, Nimona is an impulsive young shapeshifter with a knack for villainy. Lord Ballister Blackheart is a villain with a vendetta. As sidekick and supervillain, Nimona and Lord Blackheart are about to wreak some serious havoc. Their mission: prove to the kingdom that Sir Ambrosius Golden Lion and his buddies at the Institution of Law Enforcement and Heroics are not the heroes everyone thinks they are. Nemesis, dragons, science, symbolism. All these and more await in this brilliantly submersive, sharply irreverent, epic novel from Noelle Stevenson. There you go. It's really good. I really like it. The fact that she's a kid and a shapeshifter is just fantastic. Like, some of the things she transforms herself into, and when she's fighting like in a battle, someone will like go to like stab her or something. When she's human, she'll turn herself into a cat, so she's tiny again and runs off. Like, it's like she's impossible to catch. She's so like brilliant at what she does because she's just mastered this shape-shifting, and it's fantastic. I don't want to do a spoilery bit because I think you should read it. The characters are all so lovable. I mean, even Golden Lion later on is quite lovable. Blackheart is lovable, Nimona is lovable. They're all lovable characters and you kind of do get a bit attached to them. You get really involved in the story. I don't know what it is about it that's so like immersive. It's just a whole lot of fun and a good read, really. So if you haven't read it, I totally recommend that you do. If you just want a bit of fun, a bit of action, a bit of shape-shifting girl that turns into a dragon a lot, then this will be right up your street. It really is just fun, funny, made me happy to read it. Like, that's got to be a plus, hasn't it? So I will just leave it at that because I don't know what else to say without like ruining bits, and I don't want to do that. So let's not do that today. No spoilers here today. That's it for this little book babble. It's probably been quite a short one, but you know, it's a small book and I don't want to do any spoilers on it. So I'm just gonna say it again. If you haven't read it, it's really fun, funny, pleasure to read. Made me really happy, so you should read it. And that's that. If you have enjoyed this little book babble, please give it a thumbs up, chat to me down in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed and fancy doing so, I'm always eternally grateful for that. And I will see you next time with whatever else it is I plan on doing.